What's up, control freaks? Welcome back to the channel. Les Alex here, and today we are going to be talking about the St. Louis, not really St. Louis, but St. Louis NRG Championship Series 5K trial that just happened over the weekend. Spoiler alert, Azorius Control took it down. Now, I did play in this tournament. However, I didn't do so hot, but I did get 69th place, so nice. Drop nice in the comments section if you think that 69th place is pretty nice. I played Demir Control. I let my buddy Kevin play Azorius. But let's take a look at folks who did a lot better than me and take a look at the top 8 deck lists in this tournament. First off, congrats to Garrick Alfred. Garrick had an amazing tournament this weekend. Not only in this tournament, but also in the modern portion, he top 8'd with traditional Azorius Control. So Garrick is crushing it in every format with Azorius Control. So if you think Azorius is bad in modern or in Pioneer, you're wrong. There's folks having success with it. It's just not me. And hopefully you're having success with it in your games. But let's take a look at this Azorius Control by Garrick Alfred. All right, first off, we've got Kahira, the Orphan Guard, in the companion slot. We've got 3 Wandering Emperors, 3 Narset, Parter of Veils, words are hard, and 2 Teferi, Hero of Dominarias. Now, one thing I do want to point out, Temporary Lockdown, a card that I very much like right now. He played 2 of them, so I'm loving that. I know that there are versions of this deck that are playing Portable Hole to get upside with 3 steps ahead. In my opinion, it's just not as good. Being able to get a sweeper like Temporary Lockdown is just so darn valuable. So shout out to them. We've got Sunfall, Verdict, Days Undoing as a fun of to get people when you have Narset on the battlefield. No More Lies as a 4 of Veto, Memory Deluge, Censor, March of Otherworldly Light, 3 steps ahead, Jawari Disruption, and Get Lost. This deck is kind of just the go-to Azorius Control deck. He was playing 4 Kudzuli's Flanker, which has kind of taken the place of any Graveyard Hate. It's also very good against the aggro deck, so it makes sense. And it's a cat, so you can bring it in and still have Kahira as your companion, alongside 3 Regal Caracals. This is the quintessential Azorius Control deck, and I will have a video on this deck in terms of a gameplay video very, very soon. Again, congrats, Garrick. Let's head back on over. All right, then we've got Cliff Boyard, Chef Boyard cooking it up with Mono Green Devotion. What? I thought this deck got banned whenever they got rid of Karn. No, the problem was never Karn. It was always Nykthos doing stupid, dumb things and making a million billion mana. Anyways, I digress. Llanowar Elves, this is classic stuff here. We are playing Uvenwald Oddity. Well, we're not. I'm not. You might be, but I'm certainly not. Uvenwald Oddity is, yeah, it's here, and it crushed. And congrats to Cliff Boyard. I'm not going to talk about that deck. It hasn't changed much in a long time. We also have in 3rd place Eric Henning with Is It in Soul. Now this is pretty cool. This is a deck that has been popping up. It's a known quantity for sure in the format. You got your Voldaren Epicures, your NTs, your Spyglass Siren, Gleaming Gear Drake as a 2 of Smuggler's Copter. Obviously, as a control player, this card's very, very good against us. Darksteel Citadel is in the artifact spot. Cryptic Coat, though, a new addition for Murders at Karlov Manor. And Legion Extruder is an absolute killer. This card is absolutely brutal. I don't know why it's not showing it, but when it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to anything. And then you can tap it and sacrifice another artifact, create a 3/3. It just makes tokens for days. Very hard to interact with, too. Torch the Tower, Shrapnel Blast as a combo way to win, kind of. Just a 1-card combo. 2 Spell Pierce as some permission. And, of course, it does have that in Soul artifact and case of the Filched Falcon. All right, moving on, though, to 4th place. We got Harrison Knaffer on Amalia. Amalia, this deck hasn't changed much. You know, you want to play your Amalia, namesake of the deck, with Wild Growth, gain a bazillion life, and then you get to Aetherflux Reservoir them. So, nothing's changed. However, I will mention in the BNR that was today, well, it'll be not today whenever you see this video, but whenever the BNR was announced, they did mention Amalia as a deck and a card that is on their watch list. So if this deck becomes more popular, we could see Amalia get banned. Moving on to 5th, we've got Gruul Vehicles, and this is kind of a deck that just popped out of nowhere because back, I don't know, about a year ago, this deck was very popular. So Reckless Stormseeker alongside Bone Crushers, and then of course you do have all the boats and the cars and the vehicles, Ezekiel's Chariot, Smuggler's Copter, and Sky Sovereign. So it is back. Did it get anything really? No, not really. This is literally just back from the dead apparently. So shout out to Lucas Parson. And then we've got Gruul Aggro with Adam Weiss. And this is the Slick Shot Prowess deck that, if you're a control player like me, whoo, this deck is really tough to beat. It comes out of the gate swinging. You know, they got Kamanu on turn 1. They got a ton of turn 1 plays. Monastery Swiftfare, Soulscar Mage. You can do a bazillion damage with Slick Shot Show Off. This deck is the real deal, and I think it is sticking around because Monstrous Raids plus Slick Shot is a ton of damage. In 7th place, not actually Izzet Phoenix. This is Azorius Spirits. This is Richard Nixon, who, yeah, I know this person. They play at IGC a ton, and yeah, this is a very good player playing a very good deck that they're really, really good at playing and piloting. This is classic, though. We've got 4 wedding announcement main boards, so that's rip Azorius control players. But yeah, Get Lost, No More Lies, Lofty Denial, Mausoleum Wonder, Rattle Chain, Spell Queller. The hits are all here, along with 2 Wandering Emperors. I'm sure Richard Nixon was playing out of his mind. Not the president, but the Magic the Gathering player. And then we've got Connor Mullally in 8th, rounding out top 8 with not Colorless Burn, but this is It Phoenix Classic. Another card that I could see getting the ban hammer would be Treasure Cruise. This card's absolutely nuts. I'm not calling for it to be banned or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if eventually during Pioneer's life cycle, Treasure Cruise hits the ban hammer. But yeah, that rounds out the top 8. We do have some Mono Green Devotion, Vampires, some more Spirits, Burn. Shout out George Jabor on Burn. The always plays Azorius Control, switched it up, and ended up getting a top 16. So shout out to them. One thing right outside of top 16 was Lotus Field combo at 5 and 2. So on breakers, got right outside top 16. But yeah, that is the video, folks. What do you think? Is Azorius Control still as dominant as it once was in Pioneer, or is Garrick just playing out of his mind right now? You know, top 8ing Modern with Azorius Control, winning the whole damn thing here in Pioneer. I played Dimir Control, didn't do so hot. Played against several of my friends, and yeah. But yeah, let me know. Oh, shout out right here at the end. Travis Williams was one of the people I played against, and he crushed me with Rakdos mid-range, which should have been a good matchup, but nah, he's a great player, deserves the top 16 finish, so shout out Travis on Rakdos Vampires. But yeah, let me know. Like I said, is Azorius Control just the best ever, or is one of these other decks just cracked and we're not really seeing it? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all of the things, and of course become a member if you would like to help support the content here on the channel. I appreciate you. Be kind, and I will see you all in the next one.